Bluey will meet someone new? Welcome to today's video. I hope they are quite well. Today we return with a section in which we talk about Season 4 of Bluey, mostly theories and ideas of what can happen, as some of you will obviously already know. I love making stories. For example, this nice comment is from Darelight and says the following: "Holy cow, this guy should be a developer of Bluey." Apparently they are very supportive of my crazy ideas, and I really appreciate it very much. For this very reason, today the idea is what an episode of Bluey Season 4 would look like, in which we see a new classmate in Bluey's classmate to become Bluey's friend, or maybe the next platonic love. Subscribe and leave your like. You can send me drawings by the Bluey Community Discord. Also in the same way, join the Facebook group of the Bluey community, and my group in WhatsApp where you will surely have a good time. Links in the description, and now let's start. Since Bluey has 7 years and possibly late, one more season to grow, that is, it's impossible for Bluey to grow up in Season 4, because he has basically had his birthday in Season 3. And as far as we know in the Bluey's school, there is no student who is older than 7 years old. Given that Bluey is going to stay one more year in that school, they may end up integrating another student, a completely new character. As we have already seen in Season 2 of Bluey, he appears Jack. For this reason, I see this as possible, and I think Bluey's new classmate is going to be a girl, since so far there are 9 men and 5 women in the school. I still don't know if Ludo Studio already had this idea, but if not, then take. Now the question is, who could be Bluey's new classmate? And for this I have 3 options. The first option is that it is a character we have already seen before, or that we already know. The second option is that it is a completely new character, and that this does not affect the plot. And the third option, which I think is my favorite, and this would cause controversy in Bluey, is to add another male character, who is also Bluey's suitor, making us now doubt of 3 characters. Since I talk a lot about this option, let's start with this same. To start and give a touch to this, if this new character were a boy, personally, I would make this dog out of the Border Collie breed, the same one that Mackenzie belongs to, but obviously a different coat color. Of a blonde color would be precisely a Border Collie. Red Merlot that are like yellow, and so clearly would have design differences with Mackenzie. It is not going to be simply a copy and paste of Mackenzie, but with a different color. Something funny and that I came up with is that this character is an exchange schoolmate, although it wouldn't make sense at Bluey's school, but it would be a funny situation for the series, in which, let's see Calypso explaining to the children that his classmate, Mackenzie, was exchanged. I also came up with another idea, that this exchange schoolmate is from the United States. And as we know, there are some differences in the language. Australia has an accent and have different words that are said differently than in the United States. And in this episode, you could highlight those differences. That on the English side, now let's talk about the Spanish language. In Spanish Latin America, this exchange schoolmate could be from Spain. And obviously, as we know, there are differences in accent and everything. And for the Spanish-Spain dubbing, the exchange schoolmate could be from Latin America. It would be a totally interesting episode to see how they interact with this handsome Mackenzie. For this purpose, a double episode could even be made. In addition, Bluey always falls in love with foreigners. I don't know why, but it made me want to watch this episode. Please Ludo Studio do it. How did you like this first idea? The next idea is that the new classmate is a girl, but also someone we already know. And here many might think of Judo. It could be, but Judo probably goes to a super private school. So idea discarded, I think the new classmate could be Winnie, the friend from the coffee episode of the 3rd season. Thanks to this, Bluey and Winnie can become more friends, and Bandit and Winnie's father too. And it would be funny to see Pat, Bandit and Winnie's father, being friends and get along together. Also, Winnie's father looks a lot like Pat, only it is a different fur color. Winnie is also a character who is quite well liked. It could perfectly well be a very dear character. Or that the new classmate is also recycled from the background of some episode that we have seen that there are too many, like the purple dog. And the last option is to make a completely new character personally. I would love to see it because it would be very cute. Would be a puppy with short legs, of the same breed of dog as the doctor that we saw in the 1st season. It really causes me too much tenderness. She could also be a very good friend of Snickers. I imagine them there with their short legs, and they could carry her just like Snickers. But as you know, tell me what you think. Which idea did you like the most first, second, or third? Honestly, I prefer to the Mackenzies. Even if Mackenzie is there, it only lasts 1 or 2 episodes. I feel they would be very good episodes, and that Mackenzie is not angry, and gets along perfectly with everyone, not at all bipolar. As I said, tell me what was your favorite idea. If you got to this part of the video, comment Bingo Mackenzie to find out who made it this far. Thanks to the channel members and boosters. Drawings of today.